Welcome back to CCRPG, where we open our virtual table and play games with some good friends. I'm Bob, and I'm running Lancer, an RPG by Miguel Lopez and Tom Parkinson-Morgan. You can find it at Massive Press on itch.io. We're picking back up with our party here as they've just taken back engineering from the squad of Beryl sent down here to capture it. And then we're in the middle of our recording session, so let's just dive right back in. How are y'all feeling?
Well, let's check on CHIMERA. So,
I'm not doing too good.
CHIMERA, I'll say, CHIMERA, what's your status? Are you okay?
Hey, do I even have a radio, or is it built into the mech?
Yeah, all your screens went blank, like everything is shut off. And you don't have an Omni hook, do you?
No, I do not.
No, you're cut off. You're just inside a
I put my head out at the end of the battle. So, like, if Astro's not paying attention, then
I'm paying attention. So, like, I'll try to contact you over radio. You don't respond. I'm like, okay, that checks out.
I'm
probably.
literally waving my hand at you, Astro. Do you think I have a radio on me?
Yes.
I'll wave my mech hand back at you.
I'll just kind of yell back, like, Astro, you dumbass! Open up your head. I'm not even sure what we would call this. Like, open up your mech, I guess.
Yeah. Can I? So, like, I'm in my mech, but I'm also in a hard. Well, I have a speaker, but can I hear you? Is the question. Like, is that a thing that would be realistic? Like, could I open up my mech and my hard suit just to talk to him?
I don't get what you're asking. Like, if you just walk out of your suit and yell at each other, yeah, you could do that.
Like, is it possible to, like, open up the cockpit? Basically, like, if you're in a fighter jet, you just pop the canopy or something. Is that possible, or is it
depends?
How's
your mech built? You tell me if that's how your mech works.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of, like, the hard suit and everything. I think my mech would kind of look like that. I would just have to pop both. Like, there'd be, like, sort of like a canopy kind of view window thing on the front of my mech. But also the hard suit would be there, and it also has a little bubble canopy on top. So I'd have to pop both of them open. But once I do, I'll call down to you and say, are you okay, Evelene?
What does it look like?
I don't know. Are you injured?
I'll just look down. I'll look up. No!
Do you have an Omni hook?
No!
Okay, well, stay here. Rock and Orion and I will go investigate the next room.
Why don't I just climb inside of one of your mechs? There's enough space.
I
assume there's enough space.
You'd just be squishing a little, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Come on in.
I'll
lower the mech. I'll lower the mech on its knees so you can get inside.
Also, I feel like conversations would be a lot easier if we're all on the radio frequency. So I'll climb into Astro's mech, and I don't know. I imagine I'm familiar enough with it. Like, I could find a spot that
yeah, you kind of like push yourself to the side. It's not comfortable in here. It's like it's meant to have room for like one person to move around. But yeah, I mean, you can stuff in there a little bit.
All right, I'll seal back up.
It would be dangerous to do this in combat.
Yeah, I'll jump out if there's combat. But,
yeah, like if you were in combat doing this, CHIMERA, you would be at great risk for taking like pilot damage.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
Our next battle is just Evelene in the background yelling instructions as the enemy mech's like, "What the fuck is that person doing?"
All right. We can take repair points.
So if you're gonna stop and do a rest, I will explain the repair mechanics. But if you want to do anything quickly after the fight, you might want to do that before you all stop to repair your stuff.
Yeah.
Let's investigate the door.
Yeah.
That they were trying to break through.
Yeah,
and I'll start moving towards the door.
Okay, I'll follow behind Orion.
All right. As Orion and COMET start like marching up to the door, you see a security door. It's one of those like giant metal shutters that you guys saw up on the habitation bay area of the station. That was kind of like these giant curtains that were dropped down in between different segments of the station to prevent people from moving. There are giant gashes on the front of it, giant scorch marks and dents all over it. It looks like it was partially beaten in, and you can see a part where the curtain was ruptured a little bit.
I mean, it's not like they're Qui-Gon Jinn trying to cut open a freaking blast door.
As you two approach it, you like get up close to it, and you see the whole curtain start to shudder. It's just like. And like you can tell it's not seated correctly, like in the groove that's supposed to fit in. So it starts like retracting into the ceiling and fits and starts just like it like moves up a little bit. Mm-hmm. It gets like halfway up and then just stops.
Is it enough to see under?
Yeah, you see under, and it's like this entire metal shutter was like concealing like a person-sized double door, like far smaller than your mechs.
Okay.
Like this, there's a small little like double door that was being shielded by a giant metal curtain the size of like a hallway.
I see. So we couldn't get through on our mech. Obviously,
I mean, not through the door unless you want to try and like crash through.
Crash through the wall.
Yeah, Kool-Aid
Man. Did the shutter move up enough to reveal the whole door? Or
more than enough. It's like 10 feet above the door. You know what I mean? It's just like the shutter hasn't raised all the way into the ceiling, but it's raised enough that like you see the door. You know what I mean? Like, remember, like, mech scale versus human scale. Like you guys are in warehouse-sized areas, but, like, a human-sized door is still only going to be, like, 8 feet tall at most. You know what I mean?
All right, I'll say, looks like we might have to exit our mechs to investigate further.
Okay.
Hold on.
Let's head inside.
Before we do that, though... I'll say, let me go see what's down this other hallway. So the hallway at the other end of the room on the right side of the door we haven't looked at. Let me just see if there's any surprises for us. No one's hiding out there. And I'll walk over, turn the corner.
All right, yeah, so as you walk around, turn the corner, I see where you're trying to go on the little tactical map I gave you guys, but what you see as you look to the end of the hallway is it kind of like extends forward. You see some tubes and various like pressure valves in the next room ahead of you. It seems to go down a hallway where it terminates in a room that is like minor storage and has like some sort of... freight door that goes off to another section of the station.
All right, so I turn back around, head towards the others at the door, and I'll say, nothing down there, we're clear.
I was going to say, he turns the corner and gets taken out by Happy Trigger 2.0.
Yeah.
It's just another tan man just like covers you in fire as you go past the corner. How many of you are there?
If it's not clear, I've reloaded, by the way, at this point.
Okay, I'll begin getting out of my mech to head inside.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
So you all dismount your mechs?
Yes.
Rock, do you do as well?
No.
Okay, so Rock, you're going to stay in your mech kind of like on guard outside?
At the moment, until I have reason to assume otherwise.
All right, so COMET, CHIMERA, and ORION, you all land outside of the mechs, and Rock he kind of just is in his mech, kind of like looking down the hallways.
All right, I'll gesture to Evelene and what's your real name, Orion? Dyne.
Yes.
Towards the door, and I'll say, well, let's check through. I guess Rock will stand guard while we're looking. and I'll go up to the door and just try to open it.
It opens. It swings in.
All right. I'll walk through cautiously.
Okay. As the three of you kind of enter this little double-doored area, you immediately sense that you're in some sort of like ancillary control room. To your right side, there is a series of valves and pipes that seem to go through a wall to somewhere else. To your left, there are a series of circuitry that like rises up from terminals up through the ceiling. And in front of you, there's like staircase that like is almost as wide as the whole room that kind of like elevates to a higher area that you can tell there's stuff happening up above as well.
Okay. Any people I can see of?
Not down here. But you do hear noise coming from above.
Eveline's going to pull out her firearm just as for defense, not actually shooting at anything.
And what is your firearm? Is it that shotgun or something you said?
No, I think I just have a...
It's right.
Signature.
You have a pistol that you put in your pocket.
Yeah.
I remember that now. Yeah.
Like, it's just a small pistol, for hurting people.
Hurting people.
I forget what I was going to say.
Got it.
That works.
Thanks for clearing that up.
What pistols don't hurt people?
Water pistols.
I mean, they could hurt people's pride. They could hurt their self-esteem. I don't buy that.
Are you prepared to have that kind of conversation right now, Jay?
I am. Are you?
Sure.
Crickets.
I'm calling your bluff.
Let's get going.
All right, so I'll head up the stairs that are in front of us.
I'll follow behind. I'll keep the rear.
I'll be in the middle. I'll watch Astro's front because he probably will miss something.
All right, so Astro, you kind of lead the group up the stairs. Orion's like, in kind of like sweeping arcs, watching corners and looking for like hidden areas, because he's the professional that's here with you. As you guys kind of like go up the stairs, you hear various like input noises. You hear like dials being turned and like clacks being clicked. And as you get upstairs, you find like a little encased rectangular room. There are windows on your side, like windows for most of it, and then just an opening, like a door-sized opening where you would like pass past the windows, right? So you can kind of see in the whole place, but there's an opening in the windowed area to go further in. And inside, you see a relatively small person who is kind of like going back and forth between different terminals, basically to varying degrees of frustration, like trying to interact with different ones of them.
Okay.
As soon as you hit the top staircase, this person will turn to you and say, "Oh, you finally got here. Points for effectiveness, but I'll have to take some off for speed."
I take it you're Wren?
Yes, Wren Polides. I usually like to interview people before I give them a job, but I guess you'll do.
Well,
much appreciated, I guess.
We saved you from a band of very dangerous mercenaries. I say we pass the interview.
If you want gratitude, you can have it later. Right now, we're kind of busy.
All right, well, what can we do?
So you look on as Wren kind of like steps forward from these terminals. She checks like one last. Well, they check like one last thing on the terminal they were looking at, and like mark off something as they walk over to you. Wren is fairly short with like a slight frame. They have long blonde hair that curls slightly. They're wearing a pleated cotton shirt dress with long sleeves and a belt that kind of like pulls the dress in at the waist. And then they have multiple like hooped earrings going down both ears, of various sizes.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Well,
I like the
what
outfit.
did you find out? Thank you. I'm Wren. I didn't catch yours.
I didn't say that in character, but sure.
Let's say you did.
It's too late. It's done. My name's Astro Jamin. You've probably heard of me. And these are my associates.
Dyne, Starseeker. And I look at Evelene.
Evelene Bolick.
Nice to meet you. I imagine you've taken care of the ones outside. I don't have any signals on them anymore.
Before that we know of.
Yeah, we got our man Rock out back to make sure no one else sneaks up on us, but it seems like they're all gone.
Forethought. Excellent. I like it.
So, are you doing okay? Are there any other people trapped in here?
No, and I'm fine. More importantly, I want my station back.
Your station?
Yes.
Well, we're working on it. We cleared out some people in the hangar, and then, of course, those in engineering. Where was the other group we were tracking? Weren't they?
We haven't run into their leader yet, so I suspect there's at least one more group that's split up doing something.
Yeah, I remember there was another group.
I know where they are. They're up in administrative.
Yeah.
Lord knows why. I have no idea, but I'm afraid of what they might be doing.
Well, you're the administrator of of am I right? Can you
Owner
think
and
of,
operator, yes.
Can you think of, take a wild guess. What could they want?
It could be anything. There are so many things up there. If they're trying to take over the station in earnest, there's a lot. All the controls that aren't here are there. The only reason they haven't taken everything is because I've been trying to stop it from here.
I don't suppose you could just, open up an airlock and just suck those guys out of there.
Oh, would the safety override be that easy? They'd make it really hard for you to space people in one of these.
I'm just saying it's an option.
Well,
along with all of the collateral damage that would come with it?
Yeah, we can fix that.
I look at Evelene. What?
You're talking to someone who just got their mech destroyed, Dyne.
Still people on this station. Don't forget that, Evelene.
Got a point.
I've been tracking them from here. I've seen the signals go out one by one. Who messaged you when you arrived in engineering?
Oh, you're the one who messaged. I figured maybe.
Yes, I have limited access here. In fact, now that you're here, I could probably find you a path through one of the cargo freight elevators up to administrative.
Oh boy, more cargo freights. More cargo boxes to go through.
Oh, don't worry. It's worse than that. They're going to expect you now.
Oh boy.
So the Trojan horse trick ain't gonna work again.
How many of them are there? Do you know?
Looks like it might be 3.
We're guessing their leader is with this group.
There are 3 MCs that I'm picking up in some sort of vehicle of some sort. I can't tell what it is from here. She looks at the screen, she can't even see the screen from here, but she kind of nervously, they kind of look at it nervously over their shoulder. I'm not sure why they'd be there, though. They're in the administrative vaults.
What's stored in the vaults? Information?
They're kind of like safety deposit boxes for corporations who rent them from us. So I don't know what's in them.
So it could be anything, really.
Yes.
Well, maybe the station isn't even the target. Maybe they're trying to steal something from a big corporation.
Well, they did try to kidnap me, too. So I'd say taking over the station was at least part of their plans.
Yeah.
I think is there even any point in this? Trying to figure out what they're up to. I think the answer is clear. We just got to go after them.
I look at Ava, and how are you going to go after them with your mech currently disabled?
Well, when I said we, I meant you. I'll turn to Wren, unless you happen to have an extra mech sitting around.
She they gesture around them, just at like all these terminals. Do you see anything here?
I'll just look in the monitor. Like, are there any monitors that like show mechs in them or anything?
you quickly scan around and it's a bunch of like electrical relays and like gas lines and stuff like that.
I'll just kind of swear under my breath, like, damn.
Well, I do have a job for all of you now that you've gotten here and helped me, which I'm grateful for. To complete this job and earned my ever-living admiration and the material benefits that come with that, you nearly need to clear all the riffraff off my station.
Sounds like a simple enough plan.
Good. I'm glad you agree. Now, I can't come with you because if I leave here for too long, they're going to shut all the doors.
Can Evelene, since she doesn't have a mech, could she stay behind and help you?
I suppose if you have nothing else to do, you could stay here with me. I mean, you might want to bring all of your power to bear. You might want to see if you can get it up and running if you can.
Yeah, I mean, how bad can be? It can't be any more complicated than, like, what, a Mac?
More importantly, like I said, they're going to know you're coming. They walk over to a terminal and kind of like motion you all to like come over and look over their shoulder. It shows a like schematic of the administrative section. It is one of those same schematics that Evelene showed you all when you were trying to figure out how to get to engineering from where you were. Mm-hmm. And it shows kind of like some heat signatures and stuff on there. And they point at them and say, this is where the MCs I was able to track are. They're very close to a cargo elevator I could send you all up in. If you arrive in that cargo elevator, the people that they have who have taken over the administrative control room are going to detect you. Tell them, and they're going to be waiting with possibly traps and retribution, which is fine. If you want to go up there gung-ho and are confident in your abilities, it's the faster route. But they like move the map over a little bit, and you see like a bunch of smaller dots, like in a different segment of the map. This is the administrative control section. They've sent various of their troops and attaché to take over the command center. I imagine this is how they've initiated the lockdown. If you could get there and take these people out, I could ship your mechs up without them being any the wiser, and then you could pick them up from there, and they won't know you're coming.
That's intriguing. So
that will take longer. You'll have to go on foot through some hallways, make it to the command center, and take out whoever's taken it over. But in the meantime, I can get your mechs loaded onto the freight elevator and have them waiting for you when you're done.
How many people are in the command center?
About 12, it looks like.
Oh, 12's a lot.
Yeah, but they're probably not all soldiers.
What do you think, Dyne?
If what I know of Beryl is they are various technicians and soldiers of fortune, MC pilots, and even a few lancers, one of which I think you probably just ended the career of.
Yeah, I think we ended a few careers.
At least 8.
Yeah, really.
Well, Evelene, Dyne.
It could be dangerous.
Think we could take them?
Put yourself in bodily danger, but if you don't want them to know you're coming, this is the route I have to offer you. Otherwise, when you get up there, you might hear an elevator ding and the report of gunfire immediately afterwards. I think you'd be up to the task as well. It's just, I'm giving you options. I let my contractors kind of handle things as they see fit. I just want results.
I think we could use every advantage we can get, personally.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's as best plan as we got, so might as well do it.
All right, we'll go to command center. and take them out there, you can ship up the mechs.
Well, you might want to make sure all their pieces are in the right place beforehand, because things might get a little hairy up there.
I agree. COMET, especially yours. Your mech is not looking great. Okay, CHIMERA, see if you can get yours functioning a little bit, hopefully.
I can't promise miracles.
I'll take what I can get at this point.
It sounds like you're people of solutions, and I hope to see that gung-ho nature of yours in action. I keep your line open to me. I can watch the maps while you're up there and provide you a little support. As long as one of you has an Omni hook or is inside your mech, you'll be able to contact me through, and they motion to the terminals that are down here.
Mm-hmm.
I can give you a little support from here. Just don't expect too much of me. Half my time is, and they just like step over to another terminal, like type in a keyed sequence and then hit enter. Half of my time here is just putting in my override codes so they can't activate anything.
Well, I don't want to distract you from that, so we're going to go recoup, try to repair our mechs a bit, and I'll let you know over the line when we're going to head out to the command center.
Excellent. If you need me, contact me.
Will do. Nods.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So let Rock know what we're doing.
What are you doing?
Repairing our mechs, and then we're going to go try and recapture the administrative control section before we try and take out the remaining 3 pilots.
Wait, with our mechs?
No, we're going to have to go on foot.
So the plan, Rock, is that if we can recapture the control center, we should be able to sneak up on the remaining 3 mechs because they are aware that we're here. And if we were to go up the cargo elevator, which is the only way to reach them, we will be fired upon, like almost immediately.
That would be bad.
So, what are the 3 people that we need to kill? Like, what do they look like?
I don't think we know. We just know we got 3 MC signals up in that area.
And how many people are there?
In the vault or in the control center?
That we need to kill.
I mean, yeah, we didn't get really a number for the control center.
We did get about 12 people in the control center.
Oh, never mind.
So you want us to pick 3 people out of 12 that we just need to know are the bad guys. You know what they call that? A hostage situation.
What?
No.
I think all 12 are the bad guys, right?
No. It's the mechs, Rock, are in the vault, and the only way to get there is with the cargo elevator. But if we can manage to retake the control room, which has 12 people in it that we would need to deal with, then we can get it. Then we should be able to get into the vault undetected.
And we're sure that all 12 people need to be, as you put it, dealt with?
I mean, it's just a figure of speech. We don't have to kill them. It's just like, I don't know, tie them up. What do you think?
I think that when someone's pointing a gun at you, it doesn't matter. And you suddenly don't care if someone's pointing a gun at you or not for the rest of the room.
This is true.
Well, I'm hoping we don't have to kill anyone. We just have to shut down their access to the control center so they can't see us coming up the freight elevator.
And what does taking them down without killing anyone look like?
There's 12 people in there, Astro. Even if there's only one of them as an enemy, it's not like we can talk to them.
I mean, if we catch them off guard, we could maybe try to disarm them.
Yeah, I mean,
tie them up.
Yeah, there's plenty of ways to like
maybe have
incapacitate.
Let's assume as a conservative estimate that we're able to take half of them down. That still leaves 6 people. Are you confident that all 6 of those people need to be shot? Because if not, they'll shoot at you.
Well, they're all the mercenaries. Are you
sure
saying
Rock, let me put it like this. If some of them are innocents, wouldn't they be working to eliminate the people who are invading the space,
no.
EoS Station?
No, they might be covering, or they might be just trying to do what they were told to do, or they were going to be shot.
Well, hold on. Let me ask Wren if she has any additional intelligence, and
Who's
I'll
Wren?
get my
Wren Policies, the owner of the station. She's the one who's inside here.
Yeah, they
the owner down here.
Remember, she's the one with the passcodes, and she's stuck in engineering.
Yeah, but I'm just wondering why she's in engineering and not. Never mind.
Because she's go
ask her.
She's denying the mercenaries access. They're trying to close all the doors. She's in engineering, counteracting that. So she's a little busy.
I just kind of wave you off at this point. Like, go do what you're gonna do.
Take the Omni hook, and I'll say, "Hey, Wren, come in."
Yes. At this point, like, if anyone has access to a radio, Wren is broadcasting over the same signal that CHIMERA connected you all to when you entered engineering.
Okay. I'll say, do you have any details about who's in the command center? Do we know they're all part of the mercenary group?
I don't have any solid info. All I know is that they have the manpower that it could be all them. I don't see any evidence of any access keys in the room, which most of my employees wear. It is possible that those were stripped from them or taken or hidden in the commotion, but I can't say. I don't know.
Yeah, so you're not sure if maybe they took some hostages and are forcing them.
It's quite possible, but I wouldn't put it past them with how brutal they've acted so far to have killed them all beforehand. All I know, there are 12 people in the command center, and I don't see any evidence of any command keys in there.
Well, we could at least scope it out and see what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I mean, the only way to find out is to check. Otherwise, it's all conjecture at this point.
How do we get to the command center, Wren?
Yes. Actually, it will be near where the freight elevator is for your suits. It is a... they essentially explain to you there is how there was upstairs, like in the residential area, like a series of back service tunnels that will lead to a maintenance elevator that you guys can ride up to get to the administrative hallways that will eventually lead to the command center. And then the freight elevator is near the entrance to that side area.
All right. We doing this? Any objections?
Rock?
I'm going to defend myself. And if that means shooting anyone in there, then...
All right, then.
I mean, we got to do what we got to do.
Well,
right,
let's make sure we get our mechs prepared before we go anywhere.
Yeah, let's see what we can pull together.
All right. That seems like a cue for me to explain how to deal with destroyed mechs. If the wreckage of a destroyed mech can be obtained, i.e., it didn't melt in a reactor explosion, which yours didn't, it just got deactivated and hurt real bad, the mech can be restored to working order while doing a rest. To get it from destroyed to working cost 4 repairs.
I think I have 5, so I might be all right.
You have 4 repairs left, Chuck.
Oh, perfect.
But doing this, once repaired, the mech returns to 1 structure and 1 stress.
Okay.
No matter how much it had before.
Okay.
Now, for repairing a destroyed mech, anyone can contribute repairs to do that, meaning that a wrecked mech can be restored even if it has run out of repairs. Repairing a destroyed mech is the only time you can share repairs like this.
Does it matter at all that we have replacement parts as our frame trait?
Fictionally, all that will allow is it will be easier for Chimera to repair after you get it operational again, to come back up from one structure and one stress.
Okay. I'll offer at least 2 of my repairs to my Chimera.
It'll be a little. It's worth noting, just like in a like resource management way, if Chimera has 4 repairs left, if they use all those repairs to get their system operational, then they won't have any repairs left to actually repair their suit afterwards. So if you like, since making her mech functional again is the only time you can share. If you are going to share repairs with her, I would do it now to get it operational. That way Chimera can use the rest of her repair cap to get more structure and reactor back.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to give, if Jay's giving 2, then I'll also give 2.
Oh, at least 2. I can give 3 and feel comfortable about that.
If I give 2, I'll have 1 left, which I think is fine for... Hopefully.
Just remember that in combat, stabilizing to bring your HP back costs 1 repair cap.
I'm aware.
So if you want to have that available to you in combat, you probably want 1 going into battle.
Yeah. Well, I'm also down 1 structure.
Yeah, so let's take a tally. Orion is down 1 structure. A Chimera is destroyed. Rock is at full. And Comet is down 2 structure.
Yeah. I only have 1 repair left, so I think I'm going to use it on myself.
Yeah, use it for yourself. I'm having some difficulty. Sorry.
How do I get rid of overcharge?
You just click the X next to it, like the 1d6 plus 4. There should be an X next to it. If you click it, it'll...
Yeah, no, I meant like... Does overcharge clear after combat, or
yes?
Okay,
yeah, it is. It is per scene.
Okay,
yep.
Good. I was like, do I need to spend a repair? And you're like, no, just click the X. That just gets rid of it.
Just click the X.
It goes away. A lot of things.
Oh yeah, you know the 3 structure that you have. Just click one more structure, and then you'll have structure again.
Like that's all you need to do. Why are you repairing?
Yeah, why are you so worried about this, guys? This game is real easy. You just click the amount of HP you want.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. So how many repairs do you have left, Jay? You have
4 out of 5. I'm fine. I haven't taken anything. I haven't taken any hits. I have 1 repair used.
Then do you want to give Chuck 3? I'll give him 1, and then I can use 1 for my structure, and that way
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have 1 repair now.
All right. Rock, you go down to 1. Orion, you go down to 2.
And then I'm going to use 1 additional 1 to repair my 1 remaining structure. Or my 1 structure I've lost.
So you'll be at 4 structure and 8 health?
Yes. Why am I still at 11?
So
plus 1 structure.
So you've given me 4, and I already have 4 to actually repair them, like restore them.
So you guys get to work, right? Chimera, you see that like luckily all of your suits have the ability like that the parts are similar, so you're actually able to like cannibalize some of the repair stuff that everyone brought with them to like fully replace some of the parts in the direct application of force. So your Chimera's direct application of force is now at 1 structure, 1 reactor, 14 health, and 0 heat.
Yep. I'm trying to work through Compound right now, and it's making me do the reactor stress roll.
You just click through it. Yeah, just... your reactor isn't up to 4. You're at 1 out of 4 reactor.
Well, it's the stress roll that it's making me do.
Yeah, just click through it. It doesn't matter.
Just dismiss?
Yeah, just dismiss it.
Okay.
You're at 1 structure, 1 reactor, 0 heat, 14 HP.
And do I reset the overcharge, or is that still the same?
Overcharge resets too,
Okay.
and you're still out of core power. You're the most minimally functional a mech can be right now.
So, like, probably some brawling would probably be a bad idea.
Do what you need to do, though.
So repair and rest. So you can after resting, you clear all heat, clear any statuses or conditions, restore half of your pilot's HP, and clear down and out. So functionally for all of you, you all get for free that your heat goes back down to 0, right? Like all your mechs cool off and your overcharge clears. So that happens automatically.
Do I repair mounts?
So there's rules for that. So
sorry.
You may spend repairs to do the following. One repair gives you a full HP back, or you can use one repair to just repair a destroyed weapon or system. So every one of those costs 1 repair. Okay. It costs 2 repairs to restore a structure or a stress, but you guys have the replaceable parts thing on your mechs right now. So I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's 1 repair to do structure or stress each.
Yeah,
I'm reading it right now.
Yeah, and then 4 repairs for a completely destroyed mech.
Okay.
So you have 4 repair left. So you can either split those between structure and reactor, or you can bring your structure back up and get a little bit of reactor. Like you can allocate these 4 points how you wish. So what's Evelene doing here?
I think Evelene's
are you even using all 4? Are you keeping 1 in reserve?
I think I'm going to keep 1 in reserve. So in the very least, I'm going to put 1 in reactor and 1 in structure. So I'll just do that right now.
Okay, 1 and 1. So you get 1 reactor and 1 structure.
And then I'm trying to decide if I want the mortar or not, and I think I do. So I'm going to spend a repair to restore the mount. Which.
All right, so that'll be 1 more repair. So you were at 4, 2 for structure and reactor stress, and then 1 more to get your mortar back.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that going, and I don't see... How do you restore it on ComCon?
Oh, it's different on my side. I think you go into it, and there's a place to, like, undestroy it or something. On mine, I just click the destroy button again, but I know it works differently for you.
There's just a cogwheel to the left of the mount, and just say mark as repaired.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you. Okay,
All right, so Chimera, you're at 2 structure, 2 stress, 14 health, 0 heat, and 1 repair left.
I think I am going to restore the last structure.
Okay, so you're going to go down to 0 repair, and you're going to come up to 3 structure.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll make a note of that in my notes.
Plus 2 structure. Okay. So yeah, I mean, you get to work, Evelene, and you are like a savant with repair work. You are able to fully mount the destroyed arm back onto your suit, and you're able to patch together like working cables and stuff to like actually get the arm to respond again. Like it looks bad. Like you can tell your mech was nearly cut in half, but like it works, right? Like you look at it and it's ugly, but it works.
Story of my life. Actually, one quick sidebar, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to do this, so I'd like to collect the that sword that Payday had. Like I'm not even sure I can equip it, but I also want to collect it and just like put it on my back, or just have it for working on later.
You can drag it with you, but because your machine is not calibrated to use it, you can't occupy one of your mounts right now.
No, I don't want to use it. I just want to have it, and maybe like between missions I can do something with it.
Yeah, take it for now.
Sweet.
Put it in the bag of holding.
It is a tactical melee weapon. No, it isn't. That's what you have. I'll explain what it is later. Actually, call it like a beam claymore or something.
Okay, sure. Ideally, I like to adapt this into my axe, possibly, but that'd be awesome.
Let's go through everyone else. Orion.
I gave some of my stuff to my repairs to
Evelene.
Evelene, and then I restored my 1 structure, so I'm down to 1 repair capacity.
Okay, and you're at 8 health, 4 structure, 4 reactor.
Yep.
All right, Rock, you look dandy. You just have one repair cap left, right?
I am dandy man.
Dandy man. You did almost overheat there, but then you're like, okay, I'll stop now. And then the heat dispersed.
Doing only what a dandy man can.
And then Comet, walk me through what you're looking like right now.
Yeah, so after resting, you did say, like, you just get half your HP, right?
No.
Says
you get half of your pilot's HP back. So if you as a pilot were hurt, you rest a little bit.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I have one repair left. Not sure if I want to use it to get a structure back or get HP to full.
So for context, you're at 2 structure and 2 health.
Yeah, it's not great.
I mean, if you get even dinged, you're going to lose a structure. So I would say restore your health. Because
this is just like advice from the GM. But remember, every time you lose a structure,
right,
you have to roll, right? And every time you roll, it's probably going to be something bad.
Yeah.
So it might be worth not insta-structure hurting as soon as you're touched. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's true.
Because you're within assault rifle, just missing range.
Yeah, if someone with a reliable assault rifle even targets you, you're going to lose a structure.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll take... I'll go back to 14 HP and use my last repair.
All right, Comet, full HP. All right, so you're at 2 structure, 14 health. Your reactor is still looking perfect, and all your heat has burned away.
Yes.
So that's where you guys end up at the end of the rest. Wren, while you're all repairing your mechs, Wren comes over the contact log, and it happens like CHIMERA after you've already gotten like your computer systems and stuff operational in your suit. So like you hear them as like as you're like still working on some internal things, getting like your reaction time and stuff to work.
Yeah.
But Wren comes over the thing and says, okay, well, I was able to, I think, sneak myself access for the access elevator. I don't think they should notice you using the personnel one. Is this what you're going to do?
I think it's the best option.
Yep.
All right, well, if you'll do me a favor, the cargo elevator is just at the other end of engineering. If you all just get your MCs inside there and dismount, I'll make sure they're ready to ship up once you take the command center offline.
Copy that.
Question for the GM: does she mean where we came from or where Astro looked earlier?
Where Astro was looking earlier.
That's what I thought.
It gets pinged on your map, essentially.
Okay.
So is that what you guys do?
Yeah.
So we're
all right.
Head off to the right.
So yeah, you guys all go up to this cargo freight elevator. The doors open, and it is a size that like you could probably fit like 6 MCs of your size in there. So you kind of like line up, and then I guess deactivate your suits and kind of hop out on foot.
Yep.
All right, so the 4 of you are able to find the kind of access corridor that Wren has indicated for you. They give you a map, essentially, that you're able to follow, just like left here, right there. Who has Omni hooks? Orion and Rock?
Yep.
And
right.
I have one.
Everyone but Evelene sounds like.
I do not have
Orion
one.
doesn't. So it's just Comet and Rock. Okay.
Yeah.
So the 2 of you will still have access on foot to getting information from Wren. So they kind of give you a left there, right? Make sure that at this next little screen, you'll just have to type in the sequence. And they basically give you like some override codes to get further into engineering. You end up making your way to a little access, like a little access elevator that isn't even closed in. It's like not a closed in shipping elevator of any kind. It's one of those ones that you just stand on a platform and there's like pipes around you. You know what I mean? Like just handrail. So yeah, you kind of all get on the little access platform, and then Wren says everything. Okay, are you ready?
So if we go up this elevator, are we going to be right there in the control center? Are you going to see us?
No, I wouldn't put you in that much danger. You're going to be essentially a few hallways away. I didn't want to get you any closer because they might be watching, and even the sound could give it away. It's not exactly quiet. So you'll have to make your way there once you're up there.
Okay, that's good. Just making sure we weren't about to enter combat right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ready as we'll ever be, I think.
All right. They activate your little platform that starts riding up. It takes a little while. You guys are kind of like on the platform. It is like a big station, and you're going from near the bottom of the station to near the top. So it's like 70 floors, right? You're going to be like on this little elevator for a while. So, you know, what do you all do?
I want to ask Wren, just real quick. Do you know the call signs of the mechs that are in the administrative vault?
Yes, I can read them from here. It looks like Ruby, Fog, and Butterball.
Ruby, Fog, and Butterball.
Well,
and
Ruby is
the leader,
likely the
right?
leader.
Who would take the call sign Butterball?
Someone who is fairly overweight.
I guess.
Huh, so...
What was it? Ruby, Butterball, and who?
Fog.
Fog. Thank you.
All right. Guys, workshop an idea with me. Say I walk in there and I say, Ruby sent me. She wants you guys to clear out.
They would shoot you.
Yeah.
But maybe if I had
in
a
that
good...
room?
Maybe if I had a good...
Ruby is in one of the MCs in the vaults, most likely. We're heading up to the administrative area where the MCs of the mercenary group are not.
Also, does it really make sense for Astro to be doing this? Just saying, like, I mean, I haven't really seen any of his films, but if other people have, they're gonna say like, Astro, Jamin, what are you doing here? Like, it might be a little suspicious.
Evelene, just...
No,
it's
that's true. She brings up
That's
a good...
not an issue.
She brings up a good point. Fame. It's such a double-edged sword.
I just
To be
thinking
locked,
out.
Astro,
it is a heavy
who else
burden.
could be as charismatic as you to go in and say such amazing things?
Now, I mean, I am an actor, so I know how to take control of situations like this.
I just think that they're all going to be very on edge, and if you just walk in, there are going to be many weapons pointed your way.
Very well.
Wow.
Any other ideas?
I don't know. Could we like put up a smoke screen and just kind of 12 people's a lot of people to deal with.
Can we lure them out somehow?
Start a fire?
Maybe.
Well, let's see what the area looks like when we get up there. Tread cautiously and keep your weapon out and at your side at all times. You don't want to be caught off guard.
I already have my weapon in my hands.
I never
So
put
do
it
I.
away. I never put it away.
So, Rock, I know that in your suit, you're a marksman. What do you carry? Like when you're, is it the same like collapsible rifle on your back that we've seen you use before?
What do you mean by that?
Like, I think you described before how like it doesn't exactly look like your arm, but you pull like a couple of basically rectangles off your back and like fit them together, and you have like a rifle.
Yeah. But I think more like assault rifle. rifle.
Okay, so like in your suit, it's like a sniper, but like in like these corridors and stuff, you have like an actual like marksman rifle or an assault rifle of some sort.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. What about Astro? What's our movie star armed with?
He has a medium signature weapon, which in this case is a shotgun, modeled after the shotgun he used in Deathbot Chronicles 2 at the climax of the movie when he's fighting off the zombie horde. So it's a little piece of history, but it's also a functional shotgun.
Wait, is it zombies or Deathbots you're fighting?
Both. I mean, it was a crazy movie. They introduced zombies.
In character. Evan's like, what kind of movie was this?
Only the best movie ever made.
They brought in real zombies.
Yeah.
They probably exist in the future.
In the future.
I mean, now. The present.
Anyway, so that's what he has. He has his shotgun out. He also has a energy pistol as his sidearm.
All right, and then our buddy Orion, Dyne. What are you, our doctor, geared up with?
I've got an assault rifle, and then on me, I don't know what medium ace. Well, my assault rifle is my main weapon, and then I've got like a small combat knife, just in case either I run out of bullets or I get closed in on.
Okay. And then Evelene,
horde, for example,
what do we see our engineer riding up this elevator in combat mode with?
Honestly, just the light signature and a heavy weapon. Like I would imagine it's probably like a heavy wrench, probably for repairs that she uses.
The melee weapon.
Yeah, basically heavy melee. She also has like mag clamps, which might be useful for like getting around stuff. I'm not sure it's applicable in this scenario though.
So I'm imagining her with like arms akimbo, like holding a giant wrench pointing downwards in one, and then holding a pistol pointed downwards with the other.
Pretty much, yeah, you got it.
Are you Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank?
I actually never played it, but sure.
Oh man.
I think the comparison can only be flattering.
I can't tell if that's sarcasm or not.
No, who wouldn't want to be Ratchet?
Yeah, he looks pretty badass as I do a quick Google image search.
All right. Are you guys talking or doing anything else? Or do you want to
that wrench?
Talk to anyone else as you're kind of riding up to administrative?
I like it.
I've said my piece. I have my gun ready as soon as the doors open.
As soon as the doors open, I'm just going to be like aiming out the door as a just in case there's someone actually there.
Yep. Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, so we hit the top of the elevator shaft. Not exactly the top. You can tell it could probably go up a few more floors, but it does stop. The kind of little pipe railing in front of you lowers down into the ground, creating like a little platform for you to step off of it. And you're in corridors that should remind you of like office building corridors.
Okay.
It's like long featureless hallways with kind of like beige walls and kind of like short crimp carpet underneath. Very kind of like industrial light overhead.
Yeah.
Is there like a cubicles everywhere, or is it
No, it's more like
lobby?
you're in like hallways. Yeah.
So Wren said she dropped us off took us up the elevator a few hallways away from the control center, right?
That's correct.
So can we start moving towards like what door we know to be the door to the control center?
Okay. Yeah, like as you guys kind of advance on the control center, are you doing anything? Are you activating any skills or like you're now acting as pilots. So how are you guys going about this infiltration takedown mission that you're taking.
I would like to investigate, and this may just be a dead end, but is there anything like a fire alarm I could pull, or like something I can mess with, a control panel I can mess with, something like that would set off some sort of alarm or turn off the power or something along those lines. Like, what do I have around me, if anything?
Well, just like it's not going to take a pilot skill to just look around the area, unless you're like trying to find something specific in a time limit. Like you look around, and every once in a while you get like a control panel here or there. They look like they're primarily next to like doors. They look like mostly like entrance doors and like key code door, like to plug in codes to open doors. You don't see anything that you would consider to be like a fire alarm or some kind of alarm pull mechanism, though.
Yeah, I guess that would be too easy. I'll contact Wren on the Omni hook, and I'll say, Wren, is there any way you could like maybe turn off the lights inside the command center?
I probably could. They probably get it under control real quick, so I'd need to time it right. But
even if
if you want me to flick the lights off, I'm sure I could probably do it from here. Yeah.
Even a few seconds could give us an advantage. Of course, the lights will be off for us too. Darn it! I knew I should have brought night vision goggles.
I kind of think we need a better plan than just turning off the lights, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, who's to say they don't have night vision goggles?
Well, I don't know if they will, but 12 people we have to deal with. We could use the chaos to our advantage. They won't be expecting the lights to go off. We will. There's that at least.
Yeah, but we don't know exactly where they are or how they would spread out, which is the problem. Plus, we wouldn't be able to see either.
Well, we can't just open the door and get a read on them, and then make a plan. Unless, anyone good at hacking? Maybe we can, like, hack the security cameras and get a glimpse inside their room.
Couldn't we just ask Wren to do that then? I mean, I'm sure if there are security cameras available, they'd be able to access them.
We can ask Wren. Maybe she can patch it through to us. Wren, sorry to bother you again. Are there any security cameras in the room? Do you think you can hack them and see what their positions are?
No. Good idea, but no, there aren't any security cameras in the command room. They kind of look at the security cameras from the command room.
But who watches the watchers?
Actually, that brings
ideally me, but let's just say I'm not well positioned to do that right now.
Actually, it brings up an interesting point. Can't they just look at the cameras to see us coming, or are we like coming up a way that isn't on any camera?
I'm specifically sending you a way I think they're not watching.
Okay.
They could see you, so be prepared.
How about this? What if we just like made some sort of noise to start just luring them out? Because I mean, they're gonna have to send someone out to check out the noise, right? We picked them off, and then one by one.
Ooh, and then we change into their clothes?
I don't think that's I don't see how changing into their clothes is going to work, because one, they're going to be riddled with bullet holes, and two, they know what their comrades look like.
Yeah, like Astro, is this some sort of movie you made?
I mean, it worked for me and Red Alert too, so I don't know.
There was never mind.
Yeah, that was my reaction. Like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. But like, the first half of the plan could work. Heck, we could probably get like, maybe they have like a radio or something we can get a hold of. We're lucky.
Well, so we're going to lure them out and silently take them down?
We could just tie them up. We don't have... Not everything has to be solved with murder.
I didn't mean necessarily kill them by take them down. But we are going to take them down. Take them out of the equation, as it were.
Yeah, I think we get the point, Astro. Let's go.
Well, who's gonna do that?
I mean,
Listen, I usually have a script that tells me what to do. I've never done anything like this before, so...
Oy vey, Astro.
I mean...
Look, if you want me to go in and kill all of them, I will do that.
Can you take all 12 on your own?
I don't think we want you to do that.
I pull out my magazine of my gun, and I look at it, and I go, there's more than 12 bullets in here, so yes. And I recock the mag.
I'll whisper to Evelene. Man, that guy's scary. I forget how scary Graham is.
Hey, he's on your payroll.
I think we should try to be smart about this instead of going in guns blazing. Let's try Evelyne's idea. Create a distraction. Lure some out.
How would you like to do that?
I mean, we could do both, you know.
Evelene?
Plan A, plan B.
Okay, but the most important thing is, and I'm going to say this quickly because we can't sit here deliberating forever. We need to know what the distraction is. We can't spend forever doing this. We're on a timetable, remember.
Why don't we just make a blood-curdling scream?
Okay. Evelene.
Don't look at me.
I look at Rock, roll my eyes, and step away from the door.
I'm not a wuss. You're the actor. You can act the dying, right?
Blood-curdling scream sounds better coming from a lady.
I'm gonna pretend. I'm gonna pretend.
Other side of the door, so that clearly these two are the ones in line of sight, and not us.
I'm gonna
I'll
pretend.
Move away.
I'm gonna pretend
Dyne.
you didn't say that, Astro.
Okay, on your mark. I'm ready.
I'll just take a step back.
I'll stand a little bit behind Dyne.
Wait, who's doing the screaming?
You, apparently.
No, no way in hell, Astro, you do it.
This was your idea, Evelene.
Fine. And I'll just kind of like stand in the middle and just kind of. Man, do I have to RP this?
Let's break down the process of making a skill check.
Thank you. I don't want to scream.
Please don't RP it.
1. Name your goal.
My goal is to make a loud enough noise to attract attention.
But let's get more specific. What are you trying to accomplish? Like, if this goes well, what happens?
I would assume that they would send people to investigate.
Okay. And what are you guys like at the door of the command center itself, or are you like down the hallway? Like, I need to know positionally.
I would assume we're down the hallway a little bit because it seems kind of pointless to be like right at the door.
Is the door like at the end of a hallway, or is
no? It's like in the middle of a hallway.
In the middle of the hallway.
I assumed we were in like an elevator at this point. So,
oh, you guys have gotten off the elevator. You're in the hallways that lead to the command center, right. So you can be anywhere in those hallways that you want to start doing checks.
Is there a place where we can hide so like when people come up to investigate, they aren't just going to see like, oh, there's a bunch of schmucks in the hallway?
Hallways go different directions. You can probably hide around one of the corners or something.
That works.
Can we assume that I have any kind of silencer on any of my guns?
I
believe that might be pilot equipment.
I don't know if it's any that I've seen before, but maybe.
If your weapon doesn't specifically say that it can be silent, I would say it's probably a gear to get a silencer. A silencer that would be effective, right?
Okay. I think we covered all our bases. So there's a way to take them out. We have a place to hide, and we're a distance away from the doors to the control center.
Yeah, we'll hide around the corner of the hallway. Evelene, are you gonna get up close to the door and make your distraction, or are you already gonna be?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll get a little closer, but I'm gonna hide like everyone else, so I can't get too far away.
Okay. So you named your goal. You want people from inside the command center to be sent out to investigate the noise.
Yes.
The GM now decides the consequences of failure. I'm going to go ahead and say the consequence of failure here is they are on guard and ready to fight and don't easily make themselves available to surprise. So if you fail, they'll only be on guard and alerted, but not distracted. If you succeed, you'll get distracted.
Okay.
Now we determine what triggers activate, if any. So you choose triggers, and if you are able to invoke any part of your background, you could either gain difficulty or advantage on the roll. Difficulty or accuracy.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I didn't want to do it, because I don't really have any skill triggers that benefit from this, other than just stay cool.
Could always just be a pilot roll,
I mean, stay cool is an important action. Just staying calm and knowing exactly what needs to be done.
Yeah. It's a bit of a stretch.
What needs to be done right now?
Let's perform attacks that requires concentration, dexterity, speed, or precision under pressure. Picking a lock, trading fire with approaching guards, avoiding hostile mimetic code, disarming an explosive, unjamming a gun under fire, complicated in a high-stress situation. I'm going to say it's a bit of a push for that.
I'd be fine if you say no, but that's the best I've got.
Okay. I'm going to say it's a little bit of a push for stay cool. It's not like you're doing something in the trenches with explosions going off around you. You're trying to distract. If you're doing some sort of distraction thing, then I would give you a trigger, but I don't feel like that's going to be it for this.
Just putting it out there, Astro, do you the only reason I'm picking on you is because, and this is a little meta gaming, but you would be the closest person I can think of that would have a performance skill trigger.
Yeah, not really. I have take control, which was actually one of the reasons why Astro suggested he just waltz inside and say, "Ruby sent me. You guys need to clear out." But for making a distraction, it feels like a bit of a stretch to take control.
Actually, I had distraction with gadgets still. Could I just could we revise the plan and maybe just make a loud noise with a gadget?
What's your gadget do again?
It's just, I think I've already used it, but I could probably make a new one real quick with some parts.
Didn't you? It made a noise. What kind of noise did it make?
It was a small explosion.
Can you throw it down one side of the hallway? The hallway.
The
hallway, the opposite side we're hiding in, kind of like a grenade.
Or I could just put it on a timer.
Or that. And then when people come out, maybe we can sneak past them.
I think the point is to capture these people, not necessarily sneak past them, because they eventually will come back.
Are we capturing them?
Or killing them, whatever ends up happening, I guess.
Let's try to capture them.
Okay, but I mean, back to my original point, maybe we could revise the plan to be a distraction with gadgets, just so I can use my skill trigger.
If you're good with gadgets, so if you think you can make something to do that.
I'm asking the GM because, I have to make sure that this is acceptable since I have to make something.
You tell me what you're doing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I have some parts from maybe repairing the Mech that I could probably use to make a quick explosive or loud gadget.
Okay. Yeah, tell me what that looks like and where do you put it?
Maybe I have some fuel cells, and then what I'll do is I'll just set it on a timer and place it like down the hallway, but like far enough that like we don't get hurt or
So you're basically making a little bomb.
effectively, yeah, I guess. Like I can think of a few examples like just fuel or even just like what was it?
So
The
you
Martian
set up a couple of charge cells and you set them down in like a different like a hallway that's like away from the hallway you guys are in.
Mm-hmm.
Like imagine they're walking out of the door, right? Are they turning towards you or are they turning in a different direction?
Well, I don't know. What do you think? I was thinking like they'd turn our backs to us, and that's when we come up on them.
I kind of like that. That way, like, so maybe like a little past the corner so we can get the jump on them from behind.
Okay. Yeah, so you put it in a distant hallway, just like down and around the corner opposite from the hallway you're around the corner in.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we can do that. So if other people have ideas for setups they want to do before this happens, once this goes off, it'll kind of start a series of you having to react to what happens. So if any of the rest of you are going to set up a thing ahead of time, now would be the time. If not, that's fine. It'll just be like you guys kind of flowing with the punches. I just didn't know if any of the rest of you had any triggers or abilities that you needed to set up beforehand.
Nothing for me, I think. I think I'm going to try to sneak up on one and use Act Unseen. But I'm not going to do anything before that until they come out.
Anyone else?
I am going to keep my weapon trained on whomever comes out of that door at all times. If they draw a weapon, I will fire.
Okay, so that sets up a future thing that you'll probably do. Rock, you doing anything ahead of time? You just kind of watching the plan?
I mean, I'm just ready to run in and shoot people.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Let's go over the plan one more time, just so we're all on the same page. So Eveline's gonna set off her little device, little bomb. Some people are gonna come out. We're not going inside the command center, right? We're gonna try to capture the people that come out or subdue them. Is that the plan?
At least some of them. I mean, like, we may not get everyone, but at least like if we can at least reduce the numbers inside, then like if we don't get everyone, then Rock Johnny running in will make his job a little easier.
Okay. I think that's something we could work with. Just making sure.
I'm just saying, if I see a weapon drawn, I will fire. I'm not going to take a risk that they will fire at one of us. That is period.
I'm not assuming that things are going to go perfectly, but if things go well, then that just makes my expected job easier.
Okay.
Just
I think
being
I
realistic, Astro. If they draw a weapon, I will fire.
Okay. He looks nervous.
I'm gonna press the button now, Astro.
I'm ready. Do it.
So it's a D20 plus my trigger, which is 2.
Yeah, D20 plus 2 for your skill trigger.
All right, for all the marbles. Fuck me. It's an 8.
8. All right, with that skill trigger, what happens is distantly after you press the button, you hear the fuel kind of like a light, and then you hear a almost like a flare going up, but making a really loud, almost kind of like echoey noise down the hallway. After a few moments, you see the door kind of go and like open up, and 2 people with assault rifles, like kind of like tucked down into the side, kind of like both like step out the door and then just start looking around. They haven't gone any direction, but you can tell they like are standing kind of like shoulder to shoulder, and they're like examining 2 things, and they're like talking about over there. I don't see it. They're like they haven't like you can tell that they are alerted, but they don't know where to go. Like the way the thing exploded didn't really give them a direction to go. So they're just like kind of at the door trying to see what's going on.
Evelene will
Throw
just
an
roll.
empty magazine.
What?
Throw an empty magazine.
Evelene just rolls her eyes and yells out, "Ah, the fire's everywhere!"
Okay.
Oh,
well,
boy.
then they know where you are now.
I mean, no matter what
You
we were
said-
going to do, they were going to have to come this direction anyway, so...
All right. Well, they immediately both draw assault rifles and start heading in your direction. What do the rest of you do?
Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
just
I
say
see it when they get in range. They have weapons drawn. I'm gonna fire.
All right.
I
Now,
mean,
this is going to be...
Am I the same
Yeah.
direction that I assume that that
You're-
Astro and Evelyn are in one direction, and then
The way
The
y'all
other.
set this up is they're like, imagine a T intersection. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the long part of the T is going towards the engineering, right? And the door's on one side of it. Where you guys are is the T intersection, and you're around the corner, like peeking around the corners that head towards the door is how
Right.
you've set this up.
Right.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
So we're
The
all-
explosion was from further down past where the engineering door, the administrative command center door was.
right.
Yep.
That's what we said. Yeah.
So yeah, like you can choose like what corner you're poking out of, but yeah, like where do you want to be?
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I think we're all together, like you said, because we wanted them to turn their backs to us when they went to investigate the bomb. So
But
like,
now they're walking right towards us.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. We're like in the right corner or something. So yeah, I'll just get out my.
Well, it is the person who took initiative in this moment is Orion. So Orion immediately stated they are charging. He is firing back, right?
Yep.
Okay. So in this case, what's going to happen is you're going to be the next one to make a check here. Rock, were you also doing something?
no, this wasn't my trigger.
Okay, but I want to get into kind of like how we do skill checks and stuff. So what's happening here is Orion, I assume you're making a skill check to combat them, right?
Yes.
Like to fully fight, right? So the name your goal.
My goal is to take them out.
Take them out. Okay. The consequences of this is if you fail, you don't take them out and they fire back, right?
Yes.
Now here's where things come in. One, you get to also activate any triggers you have and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But two, the way teamwork happens is I don't know if you want to take this up or do your own role separately later, Rock, but an option you have, because you kind of both set up that you're ready to like start gunning people down if they came at you hard, right? So Rock, if you want to be part of the action where, Orion is firing down the hallway and you want to be part of that, you simply need to declare that you're, doing the teamwork action with him to be part of the action he's doing. What that does is it gives him +1 accuracy, but it also makes you susceptible to any of the consequences of possible failure.
Yeah, I'll still take it and give him the +1 accuracy. My plan is for when Evelyn and Astro's plan fails to go in and clean up. So I consider this part of that.
Okay. So you're going to be firing back along with Orion then?
Yeah, I'll say so.
Okay. So then I need Orion to give me a pilot skill check. We'll determine what triggers activate. So sell me on it.
Well, let's see. I've got, The only two that may apply to this situation would either be survive or stay cool, and I'm not sure either of them really apply.
See, now this is a situation where stay cool is going to matter.
Say,
Yeah. So you're doing something that requires concentration, dexterity, and speed under pressure. They have turned and like they are aggressively advancing on you, right?
Yeah.
Like you can tell that as soon as they see you, they're going to start pulling the trigger, right?
Yeah.
So this is a firefight, right?
Yeah.
So I'll give you a +2 from stay cool here. You have a +1 accuracy because Rock has your back.
Yep.
So it's going to be a D20 +2 plus a D6. And unless you have anything else that triggers from like pilot abilities or anything, I think that might be your skill check. But before you roll it, we have to determine some other things, specifically the target, right? So what we're rolling here is a risky roll.
Okay.
So I decided the action you're doing is risky, but I'm not giving you difficulty on it. A risky roll has clear and obvious complications. Even on a success, there is the chance for like consequences, essentially.
Right.
So this often takes place when you're doing narrative combat in this game. So what happens is you're going to roll this, and a 10 plus is still a success, but with consequences. If you roll above a 20, it's a perfect success. It happens exactly the way you envision it. Below a 10 is just consequences.
Got it.
Okay?
Okay, I'm going to make my roll then.
Go for it.
15.
Okay, so with an 8 plus an additional 5 from the accuracy that was given to you by Rock, and then +2 from your trigger. Okay, if it isn't okay, so you don't have the option to push it. But what happens here is you pop out and you signal Rock, who like pops out a hair second after, and just start gunning these people down. But they are also quick on the trigger. You can tell immediately, like, they didn't care if it was a civilian that was down here. They heard a voice. They were coming to kill whatever caused that voice to happen, right? Yeah. Like, they were ready to kill. Because as soon as they see any movement, they just start firing. They just start firing lead downfield.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen here is I need to choose consequences. I'll outline the consequences is they fire back. So that I'm going to give you guys the harm consequence. But because Rock is helping out here, I'm going to basically do 2 consequences. And I'm going to give you a little bit of option depending on how long this firefight takes to resolve. So either it's quick and fast and messy, and they both go down, but you both take harm of some sort.
Okay.
Or one of you gets harmed, and the other consequence is time. It takes a little bit longer to take these 2 down because you're being a little bit more careful about it. One of you just gets nicked instead of both of you getting harmed, but the people inside are definitely ready for you because like enough time and exchange has got back and forth that like obviously you've raised the alert.
Which
so
do you
either
think?
it's either harm on both of you or harm on one of you plus a time penalty.
What do you think, Jay?
I'm confused. Why are we having penalties to this?
Because he rolled less than a 20 on a risky roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. You say what happens.
I'm gonna say quick and messy.
Quick and messy. So what happens is you both come out and with expert quickness, just pop, 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 like they go down instantly. Enough of the fire was coming downfield that you are both nicked. I'm going to say both of you take 1 pilot damage.
Okay.
But it is just like a brief firefight and then the reports go quiet. But you can tell like there is confusion in the distance. Like people don't know exactly what just happened, but something is happening, but you still have kind of initiative on your side. Who wants to do something next?
I'm going to look at Astro and Evelene. I'm going to say, They were coming to kill. Let's move quickly.
I'm already halfway down.
Yeah, I'll just shrug
as I run past Rock.
I'll shrug and pull out my pistol.
No. Rock has already ran. Like,
okay.
You didn't have a chance to run ahead of Rock here.
No, I said run after, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Like you said past.
So you're going inside. Astro's going. He has some stems on him. So I think he's actually going to take one of his stems and inject one. Wait, actually, I don't think that works the way I think.
Yeah,
because
actually,
it has to be,
what do stems do again?
There's a few things they could do. They can keep you calm and emotionally stable. Deaden spheres and other strong reactions. They can heighten senses. It's kick, freeze, and juice are the three different effects. But I think the way it's kind of described is it's like built into your pilot suit.
It is.
I don't know if we're wearing that right now.
I would assume you are. Were you
Actually,
not wearing armor
we...
when we decided to do this?
Yeah. I have a assault hard suit, so yeah, I am going to do that. So it's like probably like a button he just presses on his little arm control panel to inject some stems, and I'm going to use it to get the freeze effect, which is keeps a pilot calm and emotionally stable, deadens fear and other strong reactions.
All right.
Because he's a little nervous before this.
A side effect is Astro. It makes it harder for Astro to remember movie comparisons.
All right.
At the very, very top, Jay, if you're in the active mode, you're going to see armor, E-defense, and evasion, and HP for your pilot. Should be above the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
If you just click the little like keypad thing, you can just type in the number and it'll change it.
Oh, okay.
All right. So who goes next?
So yeah, after taking the stem, I'll follow after Rock and CHIMERA, yeah, you know, I'm gonna we're gonna all burst inside. I'm gonna try something. So
Oh no.
So this is how I imagine this kind of playing out. We all burst inside like one after another. And I'll say, all right, everyone drop your guns. Clearly, I can't do this in real life. But I'm thinking
that's probably a good thing.
Yeah. Maybe I should think of what I want to say before I say it. He's going to say, okay, everyone drop your guns. We got entire mercenary group has you surrounded. Surrender and we'll go easy on you.
All right.
And I'm trying...
what are you trying to accomplish?
So basically, I'm trying to shock and intimidate them and make them think that we've got the situation under control and there's backup. And just kind of shocking them into surrendering.
So this is a bluff almost.
Okay, so I want to make a bargain with you.
Yeah.
Because we need to have a discussion about level of effect. So what you just described to me is cowing this room of mercenaries into submission.
Yeah.
I would make that a heroic roll.
Okay.
That's bad, Todd.
Which means it only succeeds if you roll a 20 plus.
Yeah.
Okay? That's very hard.
Yeah.
Or if what you want to do is not like it what goal you name determines what I make the difficulty and whatnot on my end. So if we're talking you make a space to put doubt in their head so they have to talk to you, that's easier, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're saying, oh, they all drop their weapons, that's a heroic difficult roll, right? If you're saying I get in there and I bluster enough that they hesitate or are forced to talk to me, then that will be probably a normal pilot roll plus difficulty, but not risky.
Okay, yeah, let's try that then. So, yeah, I'll come into the room and just say, like, all right, we don't want to, escalate this, but we just want to talk and see if we could work something out without further bloodshed.
All right, so your
got
goal is
we've got this room surrounded on the outside. We just took out 2 of your guards. We don't want to have to take down any more.
All right, so you're trying to basically bluff them into hesitation.
Yeah.
Or what trigger and what stuff are you going to activate here?
I'm gonna use take control. Use force, violence, presence of will to take control of something.
Okay.
And that's what I'm gonna use my skill trigger.
Okay. So you're going to get a +2 on this.
Okay.
Is anyone else invoking or doing anything to modify this check?
With him.
I mean, I could probably just be there with a gun to sort of make it look it's probably more intimidating if there's more than one person there rather than just a random person walking in and shouting stuff. And I could. Well, I'm just saying, if there's 4 of us there versus...
I think we're all, bursting in at the same time, pretty much.
I mean, I can look super serious and, use my, cool trigger.
Just
Stay
make
cool.
yourself look intimidating?
Yeah, basically.
Well, if you're attempting to kind of in this instance, you're kind of all intimidating. I'm going to go ahead and give you the teamwork die because whether you convince them or not is going to affect the whole team anyway. So go ahead and take the accuracy from teamwork.
Okay. So that means it's a difficulty and an accuracy, so
it'll just be a pilot roll. Yeah.
All right, let's see what happens.
+2 from your trigger.
Nice.
Hey.
I rolled a 20 + 2, 22.
Man,
Boy, I should have done the heroic thing.
roll, yeah.
They would have trapped all their weapons.
That the risk and reward, man. Risk and reward.
Yeah.
So you kind of bust in and you just kind of shout them down and they're confused. They know that they just sent some armed guards out there and their armed guards are gone after some gunfire, right? But you quickly survey the room, and out of the 12 people who are in here, of the 10 remaining, about 4 of them have rifles, and then the other people are all at terminals, at desks. They're also armed and armored, but none of them are on guard, so to speak. And they're all kind of paused, half taking cover behind different things. Everyone's kind of they're you can tell they're hesitating. They don't know exactly what to do with you.
Yeah.
And one of them just kind of who are you? You can kind of hear him muffled a little bit through his mask.
So you said there's 4 people with guns there?
Yeah, there are 4. Well, there are 4 people with assault rifles out and pointed downfield, in your all direction.
Okay.
The other 6 are at terminals, armed and armored, but not actively pointing weapons.
I want to run into the room. I want to take a quick survey of the room of what's going on. And do a spinning motion with both my assault rifle and pulling out my light signature, which is, I assume, just kind of a regular pistol, and just kind of spin around and shoot all 4 of the people with guns.
Okay.
I would like to trigger both show off and assault for this.
Dang.
Okay. So you're attempting to take on basically all 4 of the armed and alerted guards. So your goal is to down the 4 of them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So the consequences of failure is they fire on you. The triggers active totally makes sense. I also want to point out something to you. What's your background again?
I mean, there's the military background.
Okay, so you get to invoke your background if it's specifically called out in a thing, which I think you're doing right now. That gives you an accuracy on the roll.
Then yeah, I will call out that I have a military / kind of like I don't know how to describe it, but militaristic background.
Yeah, combat, like you're combat trained, like this is who you are. The way backgrounds work is they can be used by you or me. If I think your background makes you specifically shitty at something, I can invoke a difficulty for your background. Sure. So you guys get to invoke it to get advantage for things as well. So I'm going to go ahead and say absolutely, it's going to be a D20 plus a D6 plus 4 because I think those are all. Hold on, Jay. Come on. All right. Well, what did you roll?
What? I didn't have to roll anything if you didn't say to roll. What?
For those at home, he rolled in the middle of the explanation.
So what I was going to say is
trigger happy.
Well, okay, we're gonna pretend like you didn't roll.
Oh, okay.
Because I didn't outline the difficulty of the roll yet, and you need to know the difficulty. And now I'm worried I'm going to be swayed by what you rolled already
he rolled a
in
19.
determining what my difficulty is. All right, so I'm going to say this is a difficult roll because there are 4 of them. I'm going to say it's risky because they're all aiming deadly weapons at you. So what that is that means the target is going to be above a 10 to succeed with downside, above a 20 to succeed with no downside. And then you'll have to take a difficulty on top of whatever you roll. So you're getting 1 accuracy from your background, which is your military background. So that plus the difficulty would cancel out. So you've canceled out the difficulty from my difficulty.
So 1d20 plus 4. Then.
1d20 plus 4. And if you get above a 20, perfect success. Between 10 and 20, you succeed with downside.
And before he rolls, never mind. Already rolled, already done.
All right. So, Jay, you rolled an 11. So Rock bursts in the room. He spins like a top and just fucking... You describe it, actually.
I already did.
Okay,
fine. I mean, I jumped in, I spun around and looked for all of them, and I tried to shoot at them with both my guns.
Okay, I was given the opportunity to explain the actual downing of them, but okay.
Oh, did I down them? I don't know.
Yes, you succeeded. You succeeded on the pilot roll. That's why I set up all the things ahead of time, so you know what's going to happen.
Well, I don't know what the failure is for it, though.
The failure is you take the established harm, which is all 4 of them were pointing guns. So basically, as you're running into room, you're like under fire, because basically they were cowed into hesitation by the thing. So they were kind of like all aiming. They didn't know exactly what to do. As you run in, guns up and ready, they know what like threat looks like, and they're like, hey, we know what to do about threat, and that's shoot at it. So they start firing on you as you down all 4 of them. They just hit the floor one after another.
But one of them gets a shot on me.
But one of them gets a lucky shot on you, and you take 3 pilot damage.
Oh, 3 pilot damage, okay.
Yep.
Does that count for armor, or is that including?
No, your hard suit stuff is if you're in tactical combat. Narrative combat is you take harm as established by the narrative. Yes. So if if Evelene was to get out of her mech after it was destroyed, that's when we take account of like how much evasion your hard suit has and like your E defense and all that.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can use any of the things in your hard suit narratively to argue for better fictional positioning when you're trying to determine what the difficulty of a thing should be.
Okay.
But yeah, one of them gets a lucky shot off on you as you're ducking and weaving, and yeah, the other 4 hit the ground. You've obviously opened up the room. What happens next?
What are the remaining people who were sitting at the terminals doing? Like, have their dispositions changed since their friends went down? or guarded?
Yeah, like in the seconds after gunfire, they're all like diving under desks, reaching for like rifles that were on tables, like jumping under things and grabbing pistols out of holsters on their hips and stuff.
For the record, that I think if my map is right, there's only 6 of them left.
That is correct.
Okay.
There were the 6 not on guard people who kind of have just been like they just watched the 4 people on guard go down and they're trying to defend themselves now.
All right.
Okay.
I guess after that I'll start firing on them too with my shotgun.
Okay. So you're gonna fire with your shotgun. What are you trying to accomplish?
So you said some are going for weapons right now?
Yes.
Can I I'll prioritize. Well, they're probably all going for weapons, I'm sure.
Yeah, some are like grabbing rifles off of desks that like were obviously set aside while they were working on things.
This? Some
are like just grabbing like their sidearm out of a holster as they try to like get out of the line of fire.
Okay, how about this? Maybe since Astro still doesn't like directly killing people, how about he shoots like some of the weapons that people are going for, kind of like they do in the movies, like when someone's reaching for a weapon
with a shotgun.
Someone shoots
how
it away.
does that work with a shotgun?
I'll take out my my pistol.
You know, I could see it though. Like I said, some of them are sitting on desks or on top of terminals. Like if you just like they reach their hand up to grab like a rifle, you shoot the desk and a giant chunk flies out of it. They pull their hand away.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like I could totally see that.
And hopefully scare them a bit, you know. And kind of like so that's what I'm gonna try to do.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna try to disarm a portion of the remaining force. Okay, so I'm going to determine that we're gonna say that with Rock having done so well at taking them off guard, we're gonna roll that forward into kind of an initiative advantage. Like they're off guard, so positionally you have an advantage on this roll before you activate anything else. I'm going to say it is risky because they are still grabbing at weapons, and the quicker amongst them might be firing back on you.
Can I provide teamwork for this one? Because Dyne would also be doing something similar. Like, if I can't get to them, I want to remove
threat,
weapons.
Yeah. Yes. Got it.
Yeah, I might be doing something too, but I don't know if 3 people can do it.
If people want to help carry out an action, only one character rolls. The character that makes the skill check gets an accuracy no matter how many people are helping. Okay. But everyone helping suffers complications or consequences if there's a failure. So what I'll say is this, is like, even though he would only get one more accuracy die, if all of you are like coordinated following up on this opening, like, if there is failure and consequence, like that consequence would be spread amongst all 3 of you rather than be concentrated on a single person. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So like you guys see Graham just expertly destroy these people, and as you kind of like follow up in the wake of destruction he left behind, this means that Mr. Astro Jamin, you're gonna get your pilot skill check plus accuracy from the opening plus another accuracy from the teamwork. Are you triggering anything?
Yeah, let me see. The only thing I could think to make an argument, probably not. I was gonna say maybe take control again. Because like I'm shooting away their weapons, I'm trying to kind of scare them again into submission. Like, don't you think about picking up that gun? But I don't know. Might be a stretch.
I mean, it is using force, violence, or presence of will, direct action to take control. I mean, I would give that to you.
I guess when you read it, that's exactly what it is. So, that's a skill trigger I'll use. So let me.
All right. Yep.
Let me roll it, and then I'll add my. Okay, so I rolled a 10 with the skill trigger, but let me roll the advantage. So, oops, sorry about this. All right, so I rolled a 2 and a 6.
Okay, so you're gonna be at 16.
Yeah.
From your 10 plus your high advantage, your high accuracy. This is a risky roll. And what happens here is, you succeed. Some of them are disarmed; they're less effective. You've kind of taken away some of their ability to deal harm. You've defanged them a little bit as this rolling action kind of pushes forward. I am either going to affect harm as established or push on your positioning. I'm going to let you choose which, because this kind of determines whether you give ground or take injury.
I will take injury.
Okay. So as you kind of push forward and try to take away their ability to fight back, enough of them are ducking behind computer terminals and dodging under desks that it just becomes a fucking mess. They're hanging hands around corners and just blind firing on your position. You can tell that they know the room better than you. So even as you get in here and try to take cover, it's harder to know exactly what your sight lines were ahead of time because you just got in the room. And what I'm going to say is all three of you take 1 harm from the hail of bullets.
It's 1 pilot damage.
1 pilot damage for each of you. Yes.
Got it.
Okay.
But yes, you've knocked weapons away. One person has been pushed behind a set of terminals, and you can tell he doesn't have a weapon at all because he's just kind of pushed himself into a corner and isn't moving, and no fire is coming from that area.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other 5 of them are still trying to keep you away.
Got it.
I'd like to just knock one of them out cold with my melee weapon. Just kind of conk him on the head and knock him unconscious.
All right, so you're charging in to take one out of the battle.
Yeah, whoever's the nearest, I guess.
Okay. What I would say, Chimera, is that pushing forward in this kind of firefight and confusion is totally something you can do depending on how you do it. So taking out one of the combatants, knocking out one of the combatants is your goal. Yes. Before I decide difficulty, I need you, the consequence of failure is you don't take out the person and they get the jump on you instead. Okay. I need to know what triggers you're looking to activate before, because I need to know how you're doing it. How are you, are you charging through? Are you sneaking from cover to cover? What triggers are you trying to use for this?
I think the main one that's going to work here is stay cool, which I think applies in this case because it's a high stress situation, and there's a hostile environment going on.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I'll let you use that. So you're specifically just trying to get close and take someone out before, while, staying cool while gunfire is just going off all around you. This is going to be difficult, but you're specifically focused on one person and you're trying not to open yourself up to other people. So I'm not going to impose any difficulty on it, even though you're up against a larger force. So right now you're at D20 plus 2.
Okay. We have a good roll this time. 12 is not bad.
12. Okay, you succeed, but what you're going to lose here as a consequence is collateral. So you're able to knock this guy out. Not collateral, resources. So something must be used up, lost, or exhausted in order to accomplish this.
Let's see. What do I have that I can lose?
What do you lose here to get to this guy and knock him out?
It has to be a physical object, I assume?
It has to be something worth something, or I'll say it isn't enough.
I'm going to say, Is this hurt me? It does hurt me a little bit, but like in terms of the narrative, I think this makes sense. It puts me sort of in a
Jeremy just wrote, his mech explodes in the distance. Forget your characters.
Giving the distraction they needed to destroy.
I think Jeremy wins. I don't think I can top that. No, I'm gonna say that it puts Evelyn in an inopportune position because she rushed ahead without waiting for anyone.
Okay.
Is that acceptable, or I can go a little more material?
So you're what's funny is you're basically just arguing for a different consequence. There's a different consequence called position. Your actions puts you in a worse position, and yes, I will let you have that.
Oh, okay.
You're in a worse position. You rush forward and you're caught out. And all your friends see this, so you're not going to be able to act for a little bit as the rest of you see Evelyn rush forward and just knock this guy unconscious, but you can quickly see she's maybe in a little bit of overzealousness has drawn the attention of some of the other assailants.
Yep.
Okay.
At least we're down to 4 people now, right?
4 armed people, yes.
Okay.
Good luck. I
guess I'm going to go.
Yeah.
So seeing Evelyn rush in and into an unfavorable position, Dyne is going to rush forward and literally leap at Evelyn to try and get her down. Out of the line of fire.
So yeah, your goal is to just get Evelyn out of a risky position.
Yes.
So I'm going to say that isn't, I'm not going to make that risky. I'm going to make it a normal pilot check.
Okay.
But so you just need above a 10 to succeed on this. But what I am going to say is the consequence on a failure here is you are also put into a risky position rather than her getting out of one. And, so it's either you're both safe or neither of you are.
Okay. And I'm going to say stay cool definitely applies to this
Yeah, for sure.
And I think survive also applies to this, as I'm in a very dangerous situation and survival instincts are going to kick in. I'm going to be, as I'm dashing forward, going to be looking for a safe place to pull her down to out of line of fire.
Okay. What I'm going to say is normally I would push back a little bit on the survive, just because it has a lot to do with frozen tundra or vacuum of space, kind of surviving wilderness kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say because you're specifically not fighting, you're just what I'm going to say is this is surviving a battlefield. You're not fighting. You're just trying to know how to stay out of the way. So I'll give you the survive this time, but you'll have to make a good argument if you do something like this again.
Right. So that's 1d20 plus 4 then?
That's right. Yep.
20.
Ooh,
nice. Yeah. How do you get you and her out of danger?
As soon as Dyne sees her knock out and some guys start taking aim at her, I immediately rush forward, leap at her, as I'm in the air, grab her on the back of the head and just pull her down, and I have my own hand covering the back of my head as well as their bullets go over our heads.
Yeah, it's very very picturesque. You see these bullets going overhead as random terminals take the bullets that were originally meant for Evelyn, and you kind of dive behind cover.
And then when I hit the ground, I'm going to roll to my left and try to get back to my knees with my rifle in my hand, ready for the next step.
All right. Who wants to take the next move forward on this?
Has Astro gone?
I went. I think I went before you did, or I went once and you haven't gone yet. So if you want to do something, Rock.
Since I last gone?
Yeah, the last thing I did was started shooting guns out of people's
Astro
hands
acted
and
right
stuff.
after Rock. So
yeah,
right, man.
So if you want to do something,
do something cool.
I mean, I'm just gonna take them shooting at Evelyn and Dyne as the cue to jump up and shoot it back at them. So my goal is to just shoot at the people that were shooting at them, however many there were.
Okay, so you're gonna kind of take the exposure time of them being on a different target to find your opening.
Yeah.
Okay. This is, I'm going to say that this is not risky, but it is difficult because they're all behind cover. So the consequence of failure is going to be effect. On a failure, you have reduced effect rolling forward onto the next check.
Okay.
So
and I'll trigger assault on this.
Okay. So right now you're at a 1d20 plus 2 for your roll, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to? Yeah.
Can I help him with this? Can I?
What do you want to do for teamwork?
I've got one other trigger I'd like to do, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, maybe this would be better for like my own skill challenge. But I was gonna say I was gonna try to position myself using cover and kind of sneaking up on their positions while he's shooting at them.
No, you were right with that instinct. This will be your own move. You can do that right after we hit rock here.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
I would like to also trigger get somewhere quickly and try to get in an advantageous position on the people that are shooting at him.
Okay. Okay. So on a success, I will give you better positioning for your whole team, kind of like putting them in a worse positioning, essentially the enemy. And perhaps like lessening their effect. So it'll kind of like be the opposite on them as the consequence would be for you. Either you get worse positioning or they get worse positioning.
Okay. And then just roll with both triggers?
Yeah. I'll give you a 1d20 plus 4 on this.
Okay. I rolled an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you take this opportunity very well to kind of like pop up and just like put bullets on target as they're trying to like take pot shots at your friends who are getting out of harm's way. You're able to actually advance a little bit with the downtime given by their distraction, and you're able to get a good reaction shot off on one who exposed themselves a little too much. You don't kill them, but you know you've definitely clipped them because you hear them go and like fall to the side. So you know at least one of the remaining 4 is injured as well.
Okay.
Cool.
All right, Orion, you wanted to take the opportunity that that just opened up,
or a COMET, but yes.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no problem. So while he's kind of shooting at them, Astro's gonna kind of like duck behind terminals and use like and under desks and stuff, and try to use cover to kind of sneak up on their positions. Maybe try to flank them, push them back. Into like a more
out into the
compromised position. Yeah, or even out in the open, even better. So he's going to try to kind of sneak around, ducking in and out of cover, and get them in a compromised position, which I'm going to use my act unseen and unheard skill trigger, since I'm trying to, approach them without them realizing. And my take control trigger because I'm trying to force them into a
so Astro is being opposite Astro with acting unseen and unheard.
Yeah. Doesn't always come naturally to him, but every now and then.
Let me just check something here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you an accuracy on this because the enemy is in a worse position right now already.
Yeah.
Your goal you've already stated. Consequence on failure is they basically get control of themselves. They kind of like right the ship, so to speak, and like get back into a dangerous position for all of you. You have the accuracy rolling forward. I think I already said that from Rock kind of pushing them off guard.
Yep.
And yeah, no, this is a flat pilot roll here. Your 1d20 plus 4 to try and get above a 10.
And the accuracy
advantage, yeah, plus the accuracy.
Cool. I rolled a 25.
I would say that probably works. So what happens is you kind of like you see the one that goes down from getting injured, and you kind of like wrap around the other direction to kind of like push their other side while that side's also weak, and you kind of like you do exactly what you intended, which is you push them out into the open. You've made them kind of sitting targets at this point. The one injured is down, and you're at a point where there's not a whole lot of places they can go that aren't in a sight line from one of you.
Okay.
Got it.
All right. How do you guys capitalize on this?
As soon as I see them pushed out into the open, I'm going to roll out from where I had dropped down with Evelene and let loose on them with the assault rifle.
Okay. I will say they're still armed and they're still fighting back, so this is going to be back to a risky to combat them. They're kind of like a cornered animal, and I'll have to hear your anything else you're adding on to this.
I definitely think stay cool applies to this. This is a very concentration intensive situation. I gotta make sure I take them out. Is anybody helping me with this one?
I can help you since I'm like literally right next to you.
Okay. So I've got teamwork with Evelene. We see that like we're down. We see them. We see Astro like route them into a more open area out of cover, and we come out of hiding and just start blasting away.
So, anyways, I started blasting.
I was waiting for someone to say that.
All right. So the consequences of failure are going to be you take harm as established.
Yep.
No, that's it. Like the thing they're threatening with you with right now is they know they're in danger and they're willing to put bullets at anything that is threatening them right now. So it will be risky. But I don't think it's, I'm not going to give difficulty or anything because they have been flushed out of cover.
Okay. All right, I'm going to roll then.
So, yeah.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
That's a 6.
So you rolled a 2 plus your 2 for your trigger and then plus another 2 from your accuracy here. And then, what happens is the 3 standing armed people who are remaining here get sight on you and Evelene again, and like they're getting flanked from all directions, but they know they can shoot back at the thing that's shooting at them. So both of you are going to take 2 pilot damage.
Okay.
As you both get like a lucky shot off on either of you.
Did we inflict any damage to any of them?
No. You shoot around them, and it seems like you're pushing them back, but you haven't made any other noticeable impact.
Okay. Cool.
Our first bad roll.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was waiting for something bad to happen eventually.
I look at the 2 harm I have left.
That's all you have left?
Oh, man. You took a lot of damage.
Yeah. Took 3 in 1 hit.
Hey, man, people die when they get shot with bullets. This is rough.
Maybe you should. Obviously, this is a little. I'm not there to tell you this since we're in a different part of the room.
Can.
Maybe
you can yell, "Take cover!"
I mean, I'm not taking an action yet, so.
So who's next?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys do next? Who's doing what? I know. It's probably really it's back on our fearless leader, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of the one who has made an advance but hasn't like capitalized on it yet.
All right, so the 3 of them were kind of forced out, and I'm forgetting your names. Dyne and Evelene started shooting at them, but they didn't go well. But there's 3 of them left that are armed, right?
There are 3 left up and being pushed back that are armed, yes.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I want to charge. I want to charge at one. Just like straight up charge at one, try to tackle him to the ground, and wrestle the gun out of his hand while they're dealing with Evelene and Dyne.
All right, so you're gonna straight up just tackle one of them.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna try to wrestle like the gun out of his hand. I'm trying to use take control again in this situation.
All right, yeah, you're trying to incapacitate and disarm one of the assailants.
Yep.
This is risky.
Yep.
You're diving at people who have guns drawn on you.
Here's another thing. Well, I maybe I'm not imagining this right, but I imagined I sort of pushed them out of cover, and then they started being attacked by Dyne and Evelene, so their attention is on them, perhaps giving me the opportunity to jump out and try to tackle one of them while they're not completely focused on me.
Yeah, I'm going to represent that as what I'm going to establish the consequences of failure as being. The consequence of failure here isn't going to be harm, it will be position. If you fail here, you're going to be in a real bad position.
Okay. And I don't know how like stims work in these skill challenges, if at all, but I did inject myself, and I used this freeze effect, which means it keeps the pilot calm and emotionally stable, dead in sphere, and other strong reactions. So I don't know if this gives me any sort of edge in the situation I'm in.
So you're using the keep cool or whatever, is that right?
Basically, it's like a keep cool. Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, like, what trigger are you activating?
Oh, I'm
He's
using
asking
take
if
control.
If the stem acts
Take
can
control.
act as a stem is a
Yeah, I get it. I wanted to figure out like what makes the most sense here.
Sure.
I'm going to say it basically right now is going to replicate the keep cool trigger. So you're basically activating a second trigger.
Okay. Got it. All right. So is it +4? Did you say if there's any difficulty?
I'm not giving any difficulty on this.
It's just risky.
Yeah, it is not risky.
It's not
no,
risky.
it is risky because they still have guns drawn on you. It is risky. You're getting a +4, but the danger as established is positioning.
All right, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Rolled a 19.
19. Nice. So you accomplish your goal, which is you tackle this guy, you wrest the gun out of his hand, and you basically club him in the head with it, and knock him unconscious. But as you like go to stand up with the gun, the other 2 just have guns trained on you. Like they haven't shot you yet, but they're about to.
Yeah. Okay.
He's in a risky position.
Can I try to disarm at least one of the people shooting at Astro?
Drop my gun in reaction to that?
Why would you do that?
We'll say that would totally be like a separate social role interaction for you.
Okay.
So we'll come back to you. Let's let someone else do something.
Okay.
Can I shoot the gun out of one of the people about to shoot Astro?
So, with your background, which is a mechanic, with how much you know how to use a gun, which is adequately, I'm pretty sure I would have to tell you that shooting a gun out of someone's hand is a heroic role.
Well, let me
like the
phrase
Wild
this.
West gunslinger.
maybe not shoot them out. Like it just disarm them, which isn't necessarily just the gun, but could also be their hand or their arm.
Yeah, okay, you're trying to shoot them, is what you're saying.
Yeah, not to kill, but just like interrupt and attempt to shoot Astro.
Okay, let me put it this way: you're not intending to kill, but any bullet you point at someone has the potential to kill him, is what like Evelene needs to be aware of.
Yes,
okay.
Evelene's totally down with killing people.
I understand your intention.
She's minimizing the chance of that happening.
Got it. Yeah, you're intentionally aiming for hopefully not a kill shot. Okay. Yeah. So you're gonna try and take out one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He is temporarily distracted by Astro. So
Yep.
I'm going to give an option to Astro here. Do you want you being a distraction to be teamwork or not?
Yeah, I would like it to be teamwork.
Let me put in front of you that declaring giving him accuracy from teamwork opens you up to consequences.
That's fine. Let's
Okay.
do it.
So, Evelene, you're going to get an accuracy from Astro's teamwork. What else are you activating?
Stay cool.
Okay. What I'm designating as the possible consequence of failure here is collateral. Someone or something other than yourself, it takes harm or injury.
I'm okay with this.
Someone else.
I wonder who could
it's
it
gonna
be?
It's gonna be Dyne, right?
Dyne dies behind Astro.
Somehow.
I'd like to flavor this as Astro just starts like blathering at them, like, okay, hey, let's talk about this.
You do the thing where you like hold your hands up and like let the gun like hang from one of your fingers.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
like, whoa. as Evelene like pumps up over the counter and aims at them.
Lines up a shot.
Astro's telling about how he's a famous movie star and he can give you his autograph if you don't shoot.
Yeah.
I'll autograph your gun, just don't point it at me.
So is that 1d20 plus advantage I got from that? Or?
1d20 plus accuracy plus a 2 from your skill trigger.
Okay.
D20 plus 1d6 plus
Yeah.
2.
This is risky because there is a clear and present danger.
Yep. Well, here goes something.
All right.
16. That's, you know
There's
what? It's not less than 10.
though.
That you do the thing, which I'm going to say actually lessens the amount of harm I was about to do to Astro.
He's a movie star. He
you
can take
draw up and you shoot the guy in the arm, and you see him spin and go down. You're not sure what happened to him yet, but the other one, seeing his friend goes down, pulls the trigger. Astro, you're like right there on top of them, right? You already were in a risky position from the result of that roll. So I'm going to say that like this point blank shot is 2 pilot damage.
Okay. 2 pilot damage.
How are you looking?
I'm down to 6.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I have a thing.
That's my max.
All right. So there's one of them up and like Astro's still not out of this risky position. This has almost become like a save Astro kind of thing. Like this guy like just fired a pot shot at him, but if he wants to, he could move in on Astro and like really threaten his life here if something's not done.
So we have one. So we still have one with a weapon that we know of, and another one who's been disarmed.
There
Correct.
are a couple that are down, that are injured but probably not dead, and then there's someone in this room who's been pushed into a corner but hasn't been firing back.
Okay.
Anyone want to rescue me?
I mean, I was going to run over to Rock and immediately try to patch him up.
That's right, you're a doctor.
I happen to be a doctor.
Yeah, so like while this was going on with Evelene and Astro, you head over to Rock and you're trying to like you've seen him take a few shots and you're like that doesn't look good.
Yeah, and I have a patch on me with it restores half of his max HP. I don't know if you want me to do a roll for it, but
No, there's no rolling for that. If you have an item that does a thing, you can do the thing.
Yeah, I use it.
I like so in certain situations, like if you are still facing a room full of people, I might not make you roll to apply the patch, but roll to evade fire while you try to get to him.
Got it.
But in the situation as it is, no, there's no roll here. You can do the thing that you can do.
Okay. Yeah, I see Evelene charge at them, and I immediately run the opposite direction towards Rock and just patch him up real quick. So he gains... Are we rounding up? Because I assume he has 9 health.
No,
So
I have 6 health.
you have 6 health.
I don't know how you. I don't know how you guys have 9.
It is a factor of what like pilot armor you're wearing. Pilot armor actually gives health depending on what pilot armor you take.
I might not be wearing one.
Okay,
then?
well, you gain
wonder?
half of your maximum health.
Okay.
And it doesn't bring you up to half, you get half. So if your max health is 6, you just get 3 HP from wherever you are.
Right, okay. Yep. I think I have the mobility hard suit.
I think that's the one that's like, you can get anywhere as fast as you want, but you don't have a lot of health.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, like, you guys have things like these hard suits and tactical items and stuff. Like Rock, for example, if you were doing something that utilized the effect of like, I'm wearing a mobility hard suit, that could give you a bonus to a roll. It could give you advantage on a roll, or it could let you do things that normally I'd say, no, you can't do that. But you'd be like, well, I am wearing a suit that does this thing, so I can at least try. You know what I mean? So like, it opens up narrative options for you and can give you bonuses to roll. So these things are still useful in depending on how you use them.
Okay.
So that was my thing. I ran over, healed Rock, and I'm like, gotta keep you up. We're not done in here yet.
All right. I am going to use Get Somewhere Quickly to get up to the guy that just shot at COMET.
Yeah, he has a pistol drawn on him and he's advancing on him. Like, in another second, we're gonna have like a Mexican standoff if something isn't done.
Okay. So I move up quickly, and I guess with my flight suit, do like one of those backflip kicks to knock the gun out of his hand style thing.
Okay, yeah, like the full backflip, like knock the gun into the air, like knock them backwards kind of thing.
And then I would like to grab the gun and aim it towards the corner where the other guy is hiding.
Okay, yeah, I can imagine what trigger you might be trying to trigger here.
Get somewhere quickly and show off?
Yeah, I assumed the show off part. That's pretty
Show
fucking
off for
sweet.
sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I totally get what you're doing here. I totally get how some of that is totally part of the trigger, so I'm not going to impose any extra difficulty for doing that. This is totally something that's like within your skill set.
And I feel like if I really wanted to argue it, assault just because guns are in use and I want to kind of bunker the other guy down or at least threaten him, but
yeah, if we're gonna use that, I would force it to be a separate roll. So
I don't feel like forcing that, to be honest. Yeah,
we'll focus on the action at hand, which is the disarming, and because if that doesn't happen, the other thing can't happen. So,
sure.
This is going to be risky still because he's like in the process of taking Astro captive with like a gun drawn on him. You have incredible speed and 2 triggers. I'm going to give you advantage specifically because, or I'm going to give you accuracy specifically because of what you have available to you.
Okay.
And the fact that you're coming up behind him, right? So I think that's going to be, D20 plus an accuracy plus 4 from your triggers versus a risky roll.
Okay. Good to roll?
Yeah, go for it.
10.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Could
We
have been
call
better.
We
Could
call
have been
that
worse.
A success.
Yeah, I call
That's
that.
where I come from.
Yeah, that's called a partial success. I'm sorry, did you say success? I did. So what happens, Graham, is that, you totally rush up and interrupt while this guy is trying to take Astro hostage. You run up, you do the backflip, you kick this gun out of the hand, but what happens is as you're going to do it, by the way, if it wasn't clear, the harm I was signaling was collateral, which is just damage to Astro.
Yeah, I figured.
What happens here is that, you succeed in getting the gun off of Astro, but like
goes off,
as he
doesn't it?
yeah, as he sees you approaching, and as you kick his hand, like he jostles enough that he pulls the trigger. It isn't the execute that he was going for though, but it is another point blank shot, which means I'm going to give you another 2 pilot damage, Astro.
All right.
As a side effect, he missed you and shot out your glasses.
Not the glasses.
Not my sunglasses.
As he just pulled out
you,
another pair of shades.
you knock. The rest of this happens, which is you knock him back. He's sent careening over like a series of boxes and lands in kind of like a mess of himself. You catch the gun and you aim down on the corner of the room. At this point, I'm going to say like, this kind of like rolling skill challenge is over. You've definitely taken control of this situation, but I want to see what you do next.
Immediately, Dyne is going to say, Astro, contact, now I forget her name.
Wren.
Thank you, Wren. And then Dyne is going to go around to each person, alive or dead, and bind their arms and feet.
All right.
Nice. Nice.
Like he's not checking for vital signs. He wants to make sure that if they do
you're
become
just doing
conscious,
quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're doing the quick and efficient. Like, I don't want to check all these people. I'm going to do the safe thing, which is funny. It's the thing we constantly see from Orion. He does the thing where he's like, I'm not taking any chances, right?
Yes.
Like, you always prepare for every mission. You're always like, so you just walk around. You just start binding like arms and feet of everyone still in there. Rock, what are you doing? Like, you know there's a person back there that like is unarmed that you're aiming at.
I mean, I'm just holding suppression. The moment I see any bit of him, I'm firing like suppressive shots at him, whether from the pistol I have or from like the assault rifle in my other hand, and just kind of like moving forward slowly until I'm sure that like he's a non-issue.
Yeah, they actually stay like pressed against the wall. Like, they don't move a muscle while you're approaching on them. When you get there, they're dressed exactly the same as the rest of these people. They're in like light combat gear. You can tell that like they have an empty holster on their leg. Like one of the obviously their guns was one of the ones shot away. Like, they don't have any weapons on them. They're just like pushed against the wall. Like, you can't see their face because like everything below their nose is covered by like a little rebreather mask. But they're just like pushed against the wall, and like their eyes are just like trained on you as you get closer, but they're not moving.
Okay.
Evelene's just gonna walk over and whisper something to Rock and say, you think you might be able to get some information out of him? He seems like he'd be willing to, what was it, like spill the beans is the terminology?
What beans?
I mean, after like a moment of silence, I'll just lean in and go, be my guest.
I mean, better than any of these other guys who were shooting at us.
Dyne will just say, either get him to speak or knock him out or do something. Either way, we can't tarry here long.
I'll pull out my wrench and say, like, I can do that.
I go, Astro.
Yeah,
threatening him with a wrench? Like, did that just happen?
Yeah, totally.
No, I don't do it. I'm just saying that's an option.
I think it's what you did. I think that is the option.
I think as you kind of as Dyne moves around the room, like binding the injured and the deceased, the two of you kind of like take control of your prisoner in the back here. You all have successfully taken the administrative command room offline, and
I'd like to just say that Astro's on the floor after getting shot twice, and he's yelling
point
in pain.
blank in the chest.
He's like, "Ow, ow! It hurts! Ow!"
I'll just shout. I'll just yell over to Astro like, "This will be good material for your next movie, right?"
I go, Real fights are quite different from ones in the movie, huh, Astro?
He just replies with groans and.
Dyne, you should probably Dyne, can you look after him? We gotta do something.
I'm okay. He takes out a patch and he applies some metagel to his wounds. So I'm gonna use a patch and get 4 HP.
And you just hear Rock mutter under his breath, probably only Evelene, I'm guessing at this point. But you just hear him mutter, "Drama queen."
I mean, isn't that all actors?
If you're saying that as Evelene, I just don't say anything back. But
you just both stand there looking on.
I'm just watching the guy that is still conscious.
So let's go ahead and end our session on a high note tonight. Okay. You guys took out the administrative control room. We'll pick back up with you contacting Wren Polities and figuring out where to go from here in our next session.
Sounds good.
Cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Cool.
Good job.
Thank you.
No one died. that mattered.
I stand to disagree.
No one died that mattered.
That is the harshest thing Evelene has said all day.
No one died.
No. That's me saying that, not Evelene.
That's the harshest thing Charles has said all day.
Beginning of the next mech combat, Evelene's mech explodes.
Bob put a lot of thought into those NPC henchmen, and you just so callously cast them aside.
I'm sorry.
I mean, she's threatening another one with a wrench. What do you expect?
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that, everyone, we are going to get some rest because I am tired.
Yeah, really.
It's midnight. I'm ready to.
Right.
I'm done. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.